Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, all of you. Yeah. Okay, I think we are good to start. Everyone have joined, I guess. One or two, except one or two. Okay, that's okay. They'll join later. Okay. So, quickly, can we quickly recall yesterday's topics? What were we discussing yesterday? Anybody?
Website crawl frequency.
Website crawl frequency, right? Okay. What else did we discuss?
What is crawl frequency? What
Yeah.
is crawl rate? We discussed.
Okay.
After that, how we can improve this crawl frequency? We discussed.
Okay. Okay. So, anybody here can define the crawl frequency?
It's reading information or content on the internet server.
Yeah, crawling is nothing but basically it's reading the information. So bots are visiting the internet server and reading, and we are referring to it as crawling, correct? Right? So, and the
Yes.
measure of the frequency of bot visiting your website is defined as crawl frequency, right? Everybody?
Yes.
And during its every visit, the measure of the number of pages crawled by bot during its every visit is referred to as crawl
Rate.
Right, you are correct. Okay. So yesterday we took some examples, easy to understand examples, and we have understood all of it, correct? And I believe you all have thorough understanding of it. So anybody has any questions with regard to the meaning or definition of crawl frequency and crawl rate? And put together it's called as crawl stats. And we all know the crawl frequency or crawl stats, better crawl stats for the website are super important. So the crawl frequency makes website to show up on the Google either at the bottom of the page or somewhere on the first page, correct? That's the one of the key parameter to rank your website on Google, correct? Can we quickly recall the search engine key parameters and its functionality, and how do we improve the crawl frequency before we step on to the CTR? Quickly, anybody are interested to summarize it? Okay, no worries. I'll explain it quickly. Let's summarize it. Okay, so we learned how search engines function, correct? So basically, search engines have built a small piece of code, a program to perform a specific task. That is, this program's work is to go to the internet server, whichever websites it comes across, it reads those websites and gets a copy of the same to Google server, correct? And now this information is what Google is going to display when you ask for something, correct? CSM certification Bangalore. So now Google is able to pull in all of that information and is able to show on Google search results only when it has seen that information and has taken a copy of it to the Google server, correct? Up to here we all have understood easily. Now our question was, why is it ranking? So when everybody are selling CSM certification training, so why is that Google ranking Simply Learn in the first, or maybe Star Agile, or if I take a different keyword and if I go to the incognito window and type CSM training in any city, let's say Bangalore.
Sorry, your screen not shared.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm extremely sorry. I forgot. Okay, I assumed that I have shared it before start. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Yeah. Do you all see the screen, everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. So now we all understand that Google is able to serve these results only when its bot has performed the task. What has that done? Bot has visited internet server, and whatever it has found, bot has found all these websites and it has bought a copy of it and has stored it on Google server. Correct? Google backend. So now using Google's front end, google.com, we are querying to Google and Google is displaying these results. Correct? Now our question is, see, up to here, any digital marketing training institute or any digital marketer can tell, correct? Crawling and indexing is something which everybody will discuss in common. The question, that unanswered question with most of the digital marketers or maybe in the industry is, so what it makes to rank the website in the top? So why is a specific website ranking in the top on the Google is the unanswered question, correct? So that's when we got different answers from people, that some of them told that Google considers domain authority, correct? Content frequency, backlink building, all correct. Then they gave me several answers. But then we all discussed Google cares about only these three metrics to place your website on the top. One is crawl frequency, second one is CTR, and third one is engagement. So crawl frequency makes your website to show up on Google somewhere on the first page bottom or somewhere, and CTR helps your web page move to the top, and engagement is going to retain your website in the top. We had beautiful examples in understanding this. What is this crawl, correct? Anybody remembers the example? Anybody here remember the example? Like we took example of, like when you receive a question paper. Let's assume you all are attending the exam. The moment you receive the question paper, will you always start with the first question?
Mm.
You might probably start with some third question or fourth question randomly, correct? Why is that?
Yes.
Why is that
Because
so?
be confident of that.
Correct, because you might have read it several number of times, or it was quite easy for you to understand, correct? Exactly the same happens with Google. If Google bot is reading your website quite a number of times, Google bot starts prioritizing it. That is how Google was working back to a decade or back to 2 decades, correct? But that was quite misleading, because we all digital marketers exploit it and make Google bot to read our website quite often, but our website was not really relevant. That's when Google introduced another metric called click through rate, correct? So if Google has to rank your website based on the crawl frequency, it might show any random website which is not selling CSM certification training, correct? A blogger might have written which is the best institute to take CSM certification training, or a blogger might have written what is CSM certification, but your search query is CSM training in Bangalore, or just CSM training, correct? If it has to place the website on top purely based on the crawl frequency, it might serve irrelevant information. It was actually happening. So that's when Google introduced something called as CTR. What is CTR, guys? Everybody?
Click through rate.
That's the full form of click through rate. Can you define what is CTR? CTR? Yes, please tell me. You are telling formula, I guess. Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead, please tell me.
Clicks on impressions, click divide. What clicks you have got on divided by the impressions for that particular post or.
Correct. So to understand this, we have taken an example. Anybody remembers that example?
Yeah, the auditorium and the people come to see you,
Yes.
and the people
So
give you hi.
you are entering into an auditorium. All 1,000 people sitting in the auditorium, or all 100 people sitting in the auditorium, or in the class, or maybe in the office, will see you, correct? But does everybody say hi to you? No, correct? Maybe only a 10 out of 100 might say hi to you. So now the response rate here is number of people said hi to you divided by total number of people seen you. Total number of people seen you is measured as impressions here on the internet. So now when people are searching CSM training, probably 100 searches must be happening every day. All 100 people are seeing all these websites, but only a small portion of them, not all 100 are going to click on Star Agile or Eisenbridge, correct? That splits across. Now if 10 people are clicking out of 100, it is 10 clicks divided by 100 impressions into percentages, the CTR percentage. And the definition for CTR is the measure of the ratio of number of people clicking on your search results against the number of people seeing your search result is called as click through rate, correct? And you walking into the auditorium and people saying hi to you is a response rate. The number of people responded or said hi to you against the total number of people seen you in the auditorium is a response rate, correct? Now if you have higher CTR, so let's assume you are ranking here somewhere, and if more people are clicking on your results, see, now crawl frequency had made your website to come onto the first page, but the web page, this result may not move to the top until unless the CTR is amazing, the CTR is good. So now we will put the course fee is just 5,000 rupee, or register at just some price or 70% of something like everybody does it. Now here your main goal is to improve the CTR, correct? You might play some tactics and make more people to click on the results. The moment more people click on it, automatically Google will start prioritizing this result and it will start moving to the top, correct? But even before understanding this, we discussed the core objectives of Google. Anybody remembers the core objectives of Google?
Relevancy, up-to-date information.
Correct. So Google has responsibility of serving relevant information. Let's say you are searching for CSM training and it cannot serve CSPO training or it cannot serve digital marketing training. That is completely irrelevant, correct? Correct. So Google has responsibility of serving relevant content. If Google is not serving relevant content, people will stop using Google, correct? Second thing is people has responsibility of serving up to date information. So let's assume Salman Khan again drove car on people. Let's assume, just an assumption, okay, don't take it wrongly. So now people, again that incident happened again today or yesterday, and now a lot of people will start searching on Google Salman Khan accident. And now, if Google is showing 10 years back, same incident, same similar incident, now it is not serving up to date information, correct? Now, in this scenario, also people will stop using Google. If people stop using Google, Google will see a significant drop in their revenue. Now, Google has another responsibility of serving the most up to date. So, the most relevant information was the first goal or responsibility for Google. Second, responsibility to serve up to date information, correct? Now Google has one more responsibilities to fulfill the final objective or goal of the end user. Correct? So people visit your website. So if somebody is searching buy shoes online, they are badly or desperately looking for to buy the shoes online. But now when they click on Amazon, they won't be able to buy a shoes because it's showing out of stock or the size that they are looking for is not available. Correct? Everybody, are you all following me?
Yes.
Yeah. So this movement, the end user goal. End user is the person who is going to Google and searching buy shoes online. His or her goal is not fulfilled. Even in this scenario, Google is not really meeting the criteria or objectives that it is responsible for. Correct? Just to keep intact with these three criterias, Google has introduced the CTR one metric, one of the metrics. You know, people will do this thing. People will put, when you search for buy shoes online, people will put 70% off or just buy it 199 rupees. But when you visit that website, you will find out of stock, or the website may not load, or the size that you are looking for is not available, a brand that you are looking for is not available. Correct? See, Google can manipulate this thing by saying free or 90% off or 70% off or buy one get one. But problem is Google has this criteria, correct? It has to fulfill the objective of end user, and that is not fulfilled. That is when, despite you having the high CTR, your website will be again pushed down or to the next page when you don't have right engagement, correct? To handle this, Google has introduced another metric called user engagement, correct everybody?
Yes.
Correct? Because we digital marketers are exploiting the things. Our goal is to improve crawl frequency, and we are improving it by n number of methods or approaches which we have discussed in the yesterday's class. Correct? And now we have approaches or methods to improve the CTR as well. Like for example, one of this example is introducing the star rating. Correct? There are n number, or maybe in the title you will show, like look at this. If anybody is running ads, they will show it on the ads, or bestseller. Look at this, they are writing it as bestseller, but when you visit it, it must be said they must be selling it at 40,000 rupees, where everybody are selling at 20,000 rupees. It is not serving the objective of the end user, or the page might not load, right? Just to understand this, Google has introduced another metric called user engagement. So if you have to rank in the top in the Google, you have to be super good with. So basically, you have to score highest, the highest average across these three metrics called crawl frequency, CTR, and engagement. Correct? This is what we discussed. Everybody?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now, in the yesterday's class, we have already discussed how to improve the crawl frequency. Correct? We have discussed the definition of crawl frequency and how to improve it. Right? So today we are going to learn about CTR and how to improve it. Right? So if I ask you a simple question, like you are entering into auditorium and your response rate for you was 10% and for your friend it is 20%. So if I ask you why is that difference, what will be your answer?
My friend is so popular.
Your friend is
Yes,
popular. Okay, then
he is a known person, same popular.
okay. What else apart from popularity?
Maybe he done something different from like that.
Okay. So now let's assume you are in a place. Now, if you have to improve your response rate, what should you be doing? See, the topics which we are discussing are super useful for both Google Ads and for SEO. These are all the very basics of search engines, right? This will be same across multiple channels, whether it is Google Ads or SEO or social media, Facebook ads or Instagram ads, or any other platform. Okay, right. Okay. So now it's difficult to answer for you, correct? So the first thing you would say is I will dress well and I will try to look better. Okay, let's keep it aside. Okay, but when it comes to websites, what do you do if you are expecting more people to click on your website result? You must be ranking in fifth position or sixth position or seventh position. How do you make more people to click on your website results? What should you be doing, or what will you do if you are a digital marketer?
Some catchy words.
Okay. Okay. So now, without wasting much time, I will explain you what it is. Okay. So first thing is relevancy. If somebody is searching for CSM training in Bangalore, you have to show CSM training in Bangalore. If you are showing CSM training in Pune or in Hyderabad or in Chicago, people will not click on it. Correct? So first thing is it has to be completely relevancy. See, users has options. Even if you are showing just CSM certification, people will not click it because people are searching Bangalore and they prefer to see Bangalore in it. Do you see anything like CSM certification page here? It's all Bangalore related, correct? Every page has Bangalore, correct? See, it's not that these websites doesn't have generic without Bangalore. They have without Bangalore also. See, there is no Bangalore here. There is no Bangalore here. Do you see it? Relevant information with regard to the keyword? You have to show what people is searching for in your title. Correct? It is just generic. There is no city associated. CSM training in Pune. Star Agile, World of Agile, Simply Live, Nice and Praise, Northern. You see, everybody is showing Pune, right? That is the first thing. Second thing, your title should not get truncated. You see, this is called as truncated. It is showing dots, dots, dots. See, after this dots, there could be some valuable information or CTR trigger probably. They must have written free or 90% off from Scrum Alliance, the accreditation body. And now that is not visible. So when you are exceeding the characters and if you are not using the delimiter in the right place, say delimiter is a separator. This is delimiter, correct? And this is delimiter colon or pipeline. We have discussed these guidelines as well in our one of our previous class, correct? So now you have to keep this title within the characters, that is 68 to 70 characters, and it should not be a lengthy single statement or sentence. It has to be separated by proper delimiters, and do not use special characters or symbols like dollars, semicolons, colons, apostrophes. They all will take more space and your title will be dot 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 at the end if that's the case, right? So grammatically it has to be correct. You have to incorporate a CTR trigger. What is CTR trigger? Anybody? We have discussed this as well. Are you all following me, getting it, understanding this, or any problem in understanding it?
Mhm.
Anybody has questions?
Sir, you're mentioning that in the desktop version there is a dot will come, right? But in mobile, the complete character will come, right? In the mobile version.
No. It's not with desktop or mobile. See, basically, Google can display only 512 pixels, right? So 512 pixels. So now, if you are using semicolon, this semicolon might take some 10 pixels value. If you are using colon, it might take only 1 pixel. So now, see, basically it is measured in terms of pixels or simply less than 70 characters. If you are writing less than 70 characters, your title will be less than 512 pixels so that the complete title will appear. If at all, if by mistake, instead of using this is called as pipeline symbol. Instead of that, if you are using comma or semicolon, this pipeline must be taking only one character or maybe only 2 pixels or 1 pixel. The semicolon or comma might take 10 pixels and it makes higher than 512 pixels or higher than 70 characters, and now this complete text will get truncated. It might show only up to Pune. CSM certification in Pune, it might show only up to here. So it's not with mobile or desktop. You have to maintain the guidelines. Your title has to be below 512 pixels, or in terms of characters, it has to be less than 70 characters. Right? Why we suggest to avoid special characters like semicolons, colons, dollars is they all take more pixels value or more character value. It might look like dollar looks like only one character, but in the background that would have taken 10 characters. Now this will make it very lengthy. It's more than 70 characters, though it looks like only one. That's when all this gets truncated. Did you all get that?
Yes.
So description has to be 175 characters or less than that. Correct? Okay, before going to the description, I told you the title should have a CTR trigger. What is the CTR trigger?
Is it something like an offer or something which will attract users?
Correct.
Like those who are visiting the website?
You are correct. So basically a problem, solving the problem, right? So if a student is registering for digital marketing course or maybe for data science course or Java course, the main problem is placement, job, correct? You addressing or mentioning the key pain point of the user can be a CTR trigger, like 100% job assured, correct? Correct? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
So that's the key pain point for the user, right? Anybody who is planning to take up the training. So let's say somebody is searching for CSM certification training. For them, maybe it could be price concern. In that case, you might have to tell 75% off, 10% off, or 20 or whatsoever. But if the main concern is pass rate, exam pass rate, you telling 100% pass rate assured can make them click on it, and that is called as CTR trigger. Any text or piece of information that's triggering the user to click on your result, it's called as CTR trigger, correct? Now this varies based on the industry. If it is a job oriented courses, you telling 100% placement will work fine, but the same will not work for certification programs like CSM certification. They are not looking for placement probably, they must be just looking for exam passing. They just want to own the certificates, correct? Or maybe something like this, top rated or number one in the country or number one in Bangalore, right? That is called as CTR trigger. So you have to cover all the keyword variations. People type it as CSM training in Pune or CSM certification or CSM course. So you try to cover, even if you're not covering all of them, it means the same course or certification or training, and hence that's still manageable, right? So that being the reason, a lot of players will try to cover, see, certification, training, course, all three of them are covered. But it is not really necessary to cover all three always. Somebody who is searching course understands certification training just by seeing the training, they understand it's a course. So this is now redundant. They can eliminate this, add a pipeline of continuously CSM certification training in Pune and add a pipeline, and they could have improvised their CTR trigger. Correct? Now same way this description, what you are writing, even this has to be keyword optimized, not necessarily keyword optimized always if you have covered the core keywords, but then this has to be grammatically correct within the character limits, otherwise the key information will go away. If the key information had displayed, maybe the chances of you clicking on it would have been higher. And now have one call to action. Call to action is enroll now, register now, subscribe now, buy now, order now, correct? These are all called as call to actions. Have one call to actions and have one call out statement. What is call out statement, guys? So we will be practicing this, or we will be doing this on the desk in the class when we start with the on-page SEO, right? Today's discussion is all about how do we improve the CTR, and in this process we learned the steps or methods and which we are not really practicing, correct? Which we will be doing it in the on-page SEO classes, right? So for now, we'll just understand how do we improve the CTR, correct?
Sir, I have a doubt. This meta description,
Yeah.
the Google will not exactly show that what meta description
Correct.
we are
Correct.
mentioned, right?
Correct. So then you have an option to show the exact meta description also. You can instruct to Google in the meta head section. See, Google was displaying what you put in the meta description, but Google now, based on the keyword, it can pick up any random piece of information from your web page. Okay. So now if you don't want Google to be picking up that random information from your web page, you can strictly tell to Google that I don't want to show any content. I don't want you to pick any random content from my web page and display here. I am going to feed you a specific description and you have to show only that. There is an instruction, additional instruction added. We'll discuss that in the on-page SEO or site level SEO. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Right? So now my question is, what is call out statement? What is call out statement? What is call out statement, guys?
Whether this page is related to what exactly, if you are buy something, we are using the word buy, right? Order or something. So
No,
like
no. Okay, okay, I'll tell you. Okay. I have actually told, I think so. I'm not sure if this is in this batch or other batch. Okay, I'll tell you anyways, no issues. So, any statement that is helping you to take a call while you are quite confused, or regardless of your confusion, any statement made is helping you to take a call now. Correct? So, for example, you have a budget of 20,000 to buy a smartphone, right? So you have explored two different phones. I mean, phones from two different brands. Almost everything is same, right? Now the brand two comes and says to you, gives a statement, you don't have to charge for lifetime. Now this statement is making you to take the call to go and purchase that phone with the brand two only. Any statement that is helping you to make the decision is a call out statement, which usually could be a product USP. USP is unique selling
price.
point or proposition, right? So now, based on the business, this would vary. For a mobile manufacturer, they telling that you don't have to charge for lifetime is quite impressive, correct? It is helping you to take the decision, correct? So basically, that's the USP of your business, the unique service or offering that you are giving to the business. We call it as, because this is the one which is making people to take the call, and this also plays a prominent role in improving the CTR. Correct? See, these are all least discussed on the internet or by the digital marketers. Correct? Up to here, it is clear, guys.
Yes.
Right? So next thing comes into picture is schema implementation. Schema is a language used to help the bot understand the content or information the way how we real users understand. So for example, if it is a book, Amazon is selling a book and you are on that web page. So when you see this book, you get to see various kinds of details around the book, correct? The price of the book is mentioned as 1000 rupees. Are you all following me?
Yes.
sir.
The price of the book is mentioned as rupees 1000. The number of pages in the book it's mentioned as 500, correct? Now we real people like you and me can understand 1000 is price of the book and 500 is number of pages. Google bot also reads this 1000 and 500 and sees 1000 as just number and 500 also as just number, but it will never understand 500 as the number of pages and 1000 as the price of the book, right? Now if I am speaking to a person who knows only Hindi, I might have to communicate to them in the Hindi only, correct? If I have to communicate it exactly what I meant, right? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
So if all of us know only the regional languages or mother tongues and no English, there's no English language, I might have to speak to you in Hindi or Tamil or Telugu or Malayalam or Gujarati or Bengali, correct? Now
Yes.
Google bot is stubborn, it doesn't care. If we have to communicate something to them, we have to speak the language that they understand, right? So schema is one such language which can help bots to understand the information or the content the way how we understand. The beautiful part is If bot understands the information that how we understand, it starts giving a rich presentation for that information as you see here. The moment Googlebot understands 4.8 is rating provided to the web page and 31,000 as the number of reviews and 449 as the price of the product, it starts displaying the same on the Google search results, which gives a very rich presentation and displays a key role or a prominent role in improving the CTR of your search results. Clear? Did you all get, guys? Implementing schema code will show up the rich results or rich or called as rich snippets. And this rich snippets also play a prominent role. Now people will tend to click on Star Agile and not on Word of Agile because they are seeing the rating here and number of reviews and the price as well. Forget about the price. At least this rating yellow color stars are quite impressive, right? Right? And now this
Sir,
schema.
could you please repeat this point?
Yeah, sorry.
Could you please repeat this? What is schema and this
Okay.
term actually?
Yeah. So schema is simply a language which is used to help the Google bot to understand the information of your web page the way how we all of us understand. Because Google bot is dumb without that language. Google bot may not understand 500 put on the page as the number of pages. It sees 500 and just reads 500 as the number. The Google bot sees 1,000 rupees mentioned on your web page, but it will never understand 1,000 rupees as the price of the product. It just sees 1,000 as the number and rupees RS as the text. Now, if you expect, see now you and me, the moment we see 1,000 rupees, we understand its price of the product, correct? But that kind of understanding is not happening with the Google bot. That's when we are using a language called schema, right? So there is a portal schema.org which is explaining how to implement schemas. As a digital marketer, you don't have to really understand how all the schema works. Now how it works you can understand, but you don't have to implement it. So you just have to tell the developer, look at this, I am an e-commerce business and I want e-commerce schema to be product schema to be implemented on my website. So your product has product name, your product has image, correct, your product has rating, your product has price, in stock, out of stock. This is the information that you have. Now this information what you see is the product information, and now this information will be simply wrapped in the schema, right? You see this product name is here, and now a sweet or a chocolate is wrapped in the chocolate paper to fool the kid. Otherwise the kid will not take that sweet or chocolate that you are giving, the homemade chocolate. The moment it is wrapped in the cover, they treat it to be as psychologically, now they think it's a chocolate purchased from the shop. Though it is homemade, now they psychologically think that's a chocolate, correct? Same way, the moment you wrap it with the schema, now Googlebot is able to understand this as the price of the product. So when you implement all of this, if Googlebot understands it better, the moment they understand it better, they give a rich presentation for the same on Google search results. The advantage is it improves the CTR. The second advantage is this also can improve the not also this will improve. This will also improve the crawl frequency of your website. See, when bot can understand your website very well, the chances of they visiting your website, they just stores in its crawl list that I have to keep visiting this web page or I'll visit this web page again. Naturally, the crawling also will improve for your website. Clear? Now, additionally,
Yes.
if you are a popular brand, let's say everybody will prefer simply learn to register for a course, let's assume, right? So now you using simply learn in your title can help you get a better CTR, but now you are not supposed to use and you cannot use. So now alternatively, if you are a good brand using your brand name, say simply learn is not using, anyways it's showing up here. Maybe if you think it's a good brand and gives a prominent appearance here, maybe you can write at the last pipeline simply learn. The brand will also help improve the CTR, correct? Just because it's a known brand, people tend to click on it. So when you type for buy shoes online, though there are 10 different websites shown on the first page, you will not click on some random websites. You always prefer to click on Myntra, Jabong, Flipkart, Amazon, correct? Everybody? Because you know it, you know those brands. Same is the case here. If you are already a popularly known brand, use your brand name in titles and descriptions. In titles mainly, you might achieve better CTR. If you're not a well-known brand, if you're a new player in the market, there is no point of using your company name in the title. Just ignore it, don't use it. And especially in training businesses, that doesn't work. If it is e-commerce, if it is food, people go by brand. If it is apparel, people go by brand. So using brand names over there will make sense. But there is no brand for certain kinds of products and services, not products, especially the services. Correct? These are some of the guidelines to improve the CTR. Right? I have mentioned the same in the notes. Let me show it to you. CTR. Wrinkle madam, everybody has access to the notes already. I don't know how and why you are missing. I think you have access. Check your email.
Sir, I did not give you my email.
I have provided access to your email also already.
But sir, my email full. I'm not getting an email or I'm
No
able to
worries, I'll
send.
share it to you again. Just go to your updates in the email. So you will have update section on your emails. Just check the update section. Looks like you have missed out checking the update section on your email.
Never ever given my email ID to you.
No. You have given it to me and I have provided access as well. Just that you seem to have missed out checking your update section on the Gmail. Okay. So now these are all to help you understand. This is the schema, event schema. So when you implement event schema, this kind of presence will be shown on the Google search results. Right? Yeah. So these are all the points about improving the CTR. Relevancy, cover all the related variations around your page or product or service, write quality titles and descriptions, follow the character count and write the titles and descriptions accordingly, understand how to use the delimiters. I have told you pipeline, semicolon, colon can be used, not semicolon, sorry, pipeline, colon and hyphen are the appropriate delimiters. Implement schema or rich snippets, they will show up like this on the Google search results. Okay. See, all these are our clients and whomsoever have worked with us. Like on Google search results, if you see any results pertaining to this, they'll be our clients mostly. 70% of the results. We have played a crucial role in ranking them in the top. Okay. So CTR trigger I have explained. Branding.
Sir,
Yeah.
sorry, sir. I have a few questions actually. So I can use the symbol rupee symbol. I can use the
Which one?
for this title, meta title.
Sorry. Could you please repeat it again?
The rupees money symbol, the rupees symbol, rupee symbol.
Okay. You can use it.
That one can use, right?
No. See, it should not be a random usage just like that. So if you are a finance domain or a finance industry, or if you are instead of writing price, if you want to communicate it, if you think dollar symbol is going to be more effective, it depends on the product or service or industry that you are in. You cannot simply use it like that, though it is quite attention grabbing. But will it be impactful? So what can be better impactful to use is something that depends on your industry again.
Yeah,
See,
actually,
people use
cover
this.
the keyword like price-based keyword. So if I use the symbol sign, that should be better, right? With the symbol, how much the amount I can consider?
See, sometimes it can turn out to be the negative thing as well. I was about to explain that as well. See, now your schema implementation is not necessarily always positive. So now you have implemented schema, and if it is showing 5 rating or 4.5, fine. The moment people review it 2, it will start showing 2 rating here. Without showing it, the chances of people clicking on this would have been high. Now, just because it is showing 2, people will not click. Same way, when you put price in the title, and if it is higher than your competitors, people will not click on your result. Clear?
Sir, how to check the competitor schema in the backend? What type of schema they are using? How we
Okay,
can
so
able
there
to
is
check from the
something
back?
called as schema testing tool. SCHEMA schema testing tool. You can just put your competitor's URL here, and you will get to see the various kinds of schema codes used by your competitor. And regardless of that, my suggestion is to every digital marketer. See, all digital marketers, majority of them will not know what to be done or how to implement best things, best practices to be followed. They simply go and do what competitor has done. Makki ka makki. If they have done a big blunder, they'll also do it. See, if you are a good digital marketer, you don't even have to look at what others are doing next to you. So if you are in a running race, and if you're best runner, you don't have to watch who is running next to you, how they are running, how long their step is. You don't have to care about. You just have to focus on your running. So my suggestion is always understand what kind of schema is important or relevant for your business, and just bring in those schemas. Why should you be doing what competitor has done? The competitor is a dumb fellow and he doesn't know anything, and he may have not done anything at all. If nobody has done anything at all, now what will be your implementation? Will it be based on your competitor, or based on your knowledge and what is necessary for the business? So I request all of you to come out of this mindset. See, it's not that you should not be watching the competitor. Watch the competitor. There is something from the business standpoint or perspective. So your business owner knows that everybody are selling it at 50,000 rupees, and your business owner cannot sell it at 90,000 rupees. They will be watching what is competitor's price, and they would act or respond accordingly to it, or they should try to sell their value. Now, as a digital marketer, it plays a minimal role, but unfortunately, with most of the digital marketers, competitor research, competitor. What is there in that? So, but anyways, if you have to check competitor, you have got multiple different kinds of tools. So now let me show it to you. Just go to this, copy this, and paste it here, and you will get to see what kind of schema is implemented on this web page. They must have implemented event schema, FAQ schema, product or rating and review schema, organization schema. Most commonly implemented schemas for this business. Okay. So now you see here product snippets. I told you merchants listing, course list item, course information, events, FAQs, local business, organizational review snippets. Okay. So course listing is basically, where is this? Hmm. So this is how your schema code would look. See, we tell to the developers to implement something like this. So the schema listing actually goes on your listing pages. It's not loading properly. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
That I have one question.
Yeah.
What are listing pages?
Any page that lists multiple products is called as listing page,
Okay, okay.
right? So on Amazon, you go and search shoes. It shows list of all the shoes, men's shoes,
Mm-hmm.
women's shoes. See, it is listing all the products. It is called as listing page.
Okay,
So
okay.
on these kinds of businesses, the listing page here will be the category page. Maybe here it is Agile and Scrum. So for them, it is Agile and Scrum. So it is here. This is the, we will have a very in-depth discussion about everything that we have discussed today, right? So today's main focus was to learn how to improve the CTR, and I'm hoping that you all got the understanding of improving the CTR, correct? Everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Anybody here not clear how to improve the CTR? I'm hoping that now in the interviews you'll be all able to answer it very clearly, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So next thing that we have to discuss is user engagement and how do we improve it. See, after understanding user engagement, then we will be starting with SEO, the actual SEO. So far, it is all about how search engines work, the key parameters considered by search engines to rank your website on the top, and how do we improve these key parameters. We haven't actually got in depth in understanding how do we improve. We have discussed this, just the list of things to be done. We don't know how to be done, what to be done. Correct? There are n number of things. There are few tens or hundreds of things done in order to improve the crawl frequency, in order to improve the CTR, and in order to improve the engagement. And we are going to discuss all of them in depth in the upcoming classes. Okay?
Okay.
Clear, everybody? So maybe user engagement we can start today, but that might take at least an hour of time. So we'll wind it up for today, and I'll be answering all of your questions if you have any questions. Yeah.
Yesterday you mentioned crawl rate. We will discuss that one. We will discuss later, sir.
Yes, we'll discuss that in the crawl rate. I discussed right by building the internal linking, you will improve the crawl rate. So we'll be
No,
discussing that in the technical
the
SEO. We'll be discussing that in the technical SEO. Improving the crawl rate. Crawl rate is basically whenever bot visits your website, it must be crawling only few pages on your website. Now, enabling bot to crawl more number of pages during its every visit is improvement in the crawl rate. Correct? Crawl rate is the number of pages crawled, the measure of number of pages crawled by bot during its every visit. And how do we make it to crawl more number of pages during its every visit is something which we will understand in the technical SEO. Okay.
oh,
Even the crawl frequency we have discussed few steps. Crawl rate also yesterday I have discussed few tips. Bringing down the page size or improving the load times or performance of your web page. But how do we do all of that? We'll be discussing in depth in the technical SEO. Okay. So from the upcoming classes, once we are done with the user engagement, we'll start implementing the things whatever we have uh, discussed, or maybe we'll be basically starting with SEO on page, site level SEO, technical SEO, and off page. And once we are done with this, we'll be switching to Google Ads, performance marketing, Google Ads, Facebook and Instagram ads, LinkedIn ads. So this is the flow. And after that, we'll be learning local SEO or local business listing, and then we will be switching to different platforms like social media, content marketing, affiliate marketing, marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, app optimization, email marketing. Okay, we'll discuss what to be covered next once we are done with the main discussion, search marketing. Okay.